Let's use these fun stickers to make a window Dutch door and a proper Dutch door. And if these interest you, stay tuned. What's up everyone, this is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. And if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. We have these set of sticker sheets, some from Planet Derby, some from Live Love Posh, and I have some window setups I have pulled out from my stash, and some washi tapes of course. And let's set up some fun different Dutch doors. And I also have those scrapbook papers which I don't end up using, and I got these printed in multiple sheets. And I have those windows I really want to try, but I also have the lace kind of windows or gates, I must say, that are also from my stash. I did use it a couple of times before, but yeah, it would be fun. And I also want to see how differently I can use it. And I have my gyro cut with my self-healing cutting mat. Those are my must-have tools. And I'm trying to also bring in some colors which will not clash with already the ladybug colors, because I want the ladybugs to be the stars here, along with maybe those plant-themed ones. And the plants and ladybugs, I do find ladybugs in my garden, so that is the reason I thought I will just combine them. And this sticker book from Live Love Posh is still available, and I think it's discounted. So my Live Love Posh affiliate link is down in the description, and the code Priya10 does not work on sale items for Live Love Posh. But for Arch and Olive, where the journal is from, you can use my code, and it can be stacked just like with Planything. So I'm counting the number of pages I need, and I have these black and white polka dot washi, which I will try and link. It was from Amazon. And the red polka dot one is from Day. So again, I will try and link as much of the products. It may not be exact, but something similar. So that is our first set of Dutch doors. And I think I want to have some ladybugs here before I go and trim the pages. And this is some really, a couple of the legs got amputated, and I'm going to cut around there because sometimes I like to keep this a bit simple on some pages so that all the other elements on all the other pages can pop or look better. And that is the other side, just keeping with similar shapes, not exactly symmetrical, but I think it will do. So that's our first one. And I have these set of polka dot ones that I had picked up from Daiso, and it has like 10 colors. You don't get a whole lot in the Daiso rolls because you get so many for very little. And I'm having that polka dot washi just peeking out from there. And I think that's a nice touch. Let me know if you would like to see me experiment with such things on my channel, because I like to, and I thought it would interest you as well, because maybe I inspire you to try something new. And I knew I wanted to use the ladybugs, but then this turned out to be a much bigger project than what I had anticipated. And I don't quite want to bring in those soft peachy colors because already we have red, green and black going on, and I would love to stick to that. And that is the next set of Dutch doors. And you will see how I'm trying to bring in some of those bigger ladybugs also. And these striped red ones were from Planything. And as you can see, I'm trying to layer the components just so that everything can be visible from the front. If you've been following me for a while, you know how I like to experiment with such things. And you see how I'm cutting the washi tape from over the stickers, and now it's time to cut off the Dutch door, and it is something really fun I like to do. See how those elements line up. And after I got to one more page, I wanted to do the window for the first couple of pages, and it turned out to be, again, I don't say it's my favorite, but I think I'm glad I experimented. Let me know what you think about this once you see the process, because I did end up cutting off a bit extra than what's needed. So, yeah, fixing it was a more elaborate project. And this is the next Dutch door. And that greenhouse is something I would really love to have someday. And we did have a sunroom when I used to live in Buffalo, but then my kids were small and I really didn't know if I had the time to take care of my vegetable garden. So I just went with the basic tomatoes and okra and just some basic veggies, eggplant, and just a handful of vegetables. That's it. And I see how I trimmed off those excess. Yeah, now comes the interesting part. So, what window do I need to have there? Because I would love to bring in the windows, but then I want the ladybugs to be the star. And then you will see how it all transforms now. So, I'm trying to have an outline for the frame I would cut around, and that itself would be the star. So I do go ahead and trace it, but then instead of cutting inside what I had already drawn so that I'll have space to in fact glue, there it goes, the blooper moment. And yeah, that was a bit too much cut off. So see how I'm fixing it, because mistakes do happen and we work around that. So now when I go to actually glue it down is when I realize that's what happens when you're distracting yourself with an audiobook. And yeah, you see, it's not touching anywhere. So now I have to go and fix it. And yeah, it does end up being a much bigger project than I had wanted, but I'm glad how it all turned out. And these are thinner washi tapes from the Happy Planner, one of the older ones, the really slim ones, and the wider one is from Planything. And I will link all the shops and products as I mentioned. And I also have the tutorials on the gyro cut. And if you are into printables, the print and cut tutorials are also there, along with my recommendations for sticker papers in clear matte, paper matte, and removable matte. So that is pretty much the whole process. I'm trying to do a thick border here. And again, I may have put that down slanted now that I look at it as I'm doing the voiceover. And it's fine. I just had to cut out a frame again, just maybe a centimeter or so. With the gyro cut, it is so easy, as you can see. And I was listening to an audiobook, as I mentioned, and I think I got a bit distracted. And usually I'm a bit more mindful before especially when I cut out such shapes. And now I'm practically gluing down that frame so that we can have the door or the gate sit on top. And I will come and add my distress ink. And I was looking for something in a reddish tone, but looks like I don't have any. So this is more like a brick red. It is fine because I just wanted to kind of pop, and this came out a bit darker than what I had wanted, but we'll make do with what we have. So attaching the glue to just the outer frame. Again, you must be thinking, don't put the glue in the middle. Yeah, but it was fine because I wiped it off quickly and just attaching the very tips. And this two-way glue pen, in fact, is from I forget the brand. I'll have the item linked along with the name. And I'm going to layer some components now so that we'll have some interest in the back. And we will also do the frame for the other side so that it looks a bit more finished. I do all these kinds of setups routinely, but it's been a while, and I think I was just too engrossed in the book. And can you guess what book I'm reading? I'm doing A Coat of Thorns and Roses. It's the book 1, and I'm about halfway done. And my reading journal setup is on my channel. I just updated my Jan and Feb. It's a nice way to keep you motivated if you are planning or wanting to get back into reading. So that is our front of the gate all set up. So let's just cut the excess off now. Just keeping it nice and crisp, and on to the other side. And I think this was the part which took most time. The rest of it came together fairly quickly. And I'm going to have some quotes and some additional elements. And of course, we have to bring in our ladybugs. And have you done something similar? Have you cut out the windows, or not the proper Dutch door, but something a bit more fun? Let me know how you liked it, and if at all you struggled, or if at all you had to fix the mistakes like me. We all make mistakes, we're all human. And I like when it is fixable. That's the only thing. And I like these stands where you have lots of indoor plants. I do have stands, similar ones in my house. And I usually have bigger stands in the kids' rooms because they are the ones who need more oxygen than us. So I just ripped the Daiso washi, and I'm doing the same to complete that top. And I will also use some of the scrap to kind of have a fun touch on the left page also. And I'm bringing in some plants now. And this plant babe, I think, has a few more interesting collections. I did use a few recently in one of the pastel setups. And these are the ladybugs again, and they can just fly around, right? You do see them. Do you spot ladybugs in your garden, and what do you call them? Ladybirds? I think there are a couple of names that people use for these same cuties throughout the world. Ladybugs, ladybird. Is there anything else? Do you say something else, or one of these? I'm always curious to know. And we have some layering action there. And I'm rounding the corners now. And we will come and add a couple of boxes now, finishing off the washi tapes. layering and the washi tape cutting. And I will try and link all the shops, and some of these might be from Amazon. I'll try and link something similar if I can. And you can use my code Priya10 for 10% off at Level Up Posh and Planything and Archon Olive. So using some of those fillers to pull the spread together. Just using some of that to fill some white spaces. And have you used these printables? These are still in stock, I believe. She had, those are from Planet Darby. I will link Darby's shop. And she had retired some of her very, very old designs. I'm not sure if these are still in her shop. And this was from the time when I was on Planet Darby's rep team. And we started off, and I was there for a whole year. And it's been a couple of years now. So I like to support the small businesses whenever I can, using those scraps to fill some of the white space. And I need some coats now, and we will also need some boxes. And for Mojo Jojo plans, also my code Priya10 earns you 10% off. And the spring release from Mojo Jojo plans, not the spring release per se, but spring boxes are coming on March 7th. I'm not sure when you would be seeing this, but along with her spring merchandise, t-shirts and blankets, and yeah, she is on a roll. So I'm combining the red and the black, keeping it very simple. So I'm just moving the boxes a bit up so that I can accommodate two of the smaller hexagons there, and just doing a small cluster, nothing too elaborate. Again, that's my theme. I have done a couple of spreads using the same hexagons and ladybugs, and it was quite popular, and that was before I started on YouTube. So that is still up on my IG, and please come follow me on Instagram if you want to see more creative ideas. And even if the spreads don't quite get YouTube videos, they will still be on my IG. And if you liked today's video, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification so that you wouldn't miss any of the future videos. And please feel free to share it with anybody who you think will enjoy such fun content and get some inspiration from all these. And let me know how you liked today's setup and how you liked my idea of combining it with the plant babe. And please find all the videos I mentioned along with all the shops and codes and all my recommendations for my favorite items. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.